I have a problem. Since 1999, I've been working in the mortgage business. For 27 years, I have been a loan officer, I've been a branch manager, I've been a wholesale account executive, I've been a corporate executive. For nearly 3 decades, I've helped thousands of families to buy their first home, refinance out of bad situations, and build the sort of equity and wealth that they can pass down from generation to generation. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard someone who has known me for years, sometimes decades, say to me, you know, I don't really think I know what you do for a living. And that's not something that's happened once or twice. It's happened enough times that I've kind of stopped getting surprised by it. So here's the thing. I'm not exactly keeping this a secret. I really love what I do for a living. I'm proud of what I do for a living, so I'm not bashful about it. And yet a significant number of people who know me pretty well either have just a vague idea that I do something in mortgage, or, the worst case, they just don't have a clue what I do at all. All right, so it used to bug me. Now I just want to fix it. So that's what I want to do here today. If there are people who've known me for a number of years, but don't really know what I do or how I can help them, then I'm really not delivering on what is probably my biggest value proposition that I have to offer. Here's what I do for a living. I help people finance residential real estate. I talk to them, I ask them questions, I look at their credit, their income, their employment, their assets, their debts, and I help them to understand if they're ready to buy a home. And if they are, I give them a plan on how to do that. And if they're not, I help them to understand why they're not and what they can do to fix that. Okay, so we talk about different loan programs. We talk about, what maybe a monthly payment might look like for them. We talk about how much money they would need to close. And I also try to give them sort of a visualization of what life might be like after they close and they get the keys to their new house. Okay, so I've done this for 27 years. I've seen every scenario. I know every guideline. It's something I've dedicated my life's work to, is helping people to realize the dream of homeownership. So I understand that some of you may not know this about me, and I think that is owing partly to the fact that I live in two rather separate professional worlds. I am a mortgage professional. I'm also a working musician. I play bass guitar. I perform live, I tour, I record. And so those two worlds don't necessarily overlap very much. And it's very feasible to me that the people who exist in one world in my orbit may not really have an idea what happens in the other. So, but beyond that, the bigger issue is that I've kind of been a rock star at my job for a long time, and I've really not been all that great at communicating that to people. And so I kind of figured that word of mouth was going to be good enough, and that if I took care of my customers, that the business would take care of itself. And to be fair, mostly that's been the case, but mostly isn't good enough when I think about all of the people that I know who maybe paid rent longer than they needed to, or who didn't buy a house because they didn't think that they were qualified to buy when they really were, or the people who just maybe had costly mistakes in their home buying process because they didn't have someone in their corner looking out for them and helping to guide them through the process. Those conversations could have been had with me, and they should have been had with me, and they weren't. And that's largely because I didn't make myself visible enough. One of my peers said something to me not long ago that really stuck with me. He said that in 2026, the role of a loan originator or loan officer is to be a marketer every bit as much as it is to be a salesperson, maybe more. And I think he's 100% correct about that. So that's why I started a YouTube channel. This is me doing all of the things that I've been doing all along, just out in the sunlight, in the open, so to speak. Some of these videos are going to be about the process of buying a home. Some are going to be about the financial case for owning versus renting. Some of these videos will be about specific loan programs that maybe you didn't know about that could help you qualify to buy a home more easily and more readily than you thought was available to you. All of the information shared here is going to be straight talk from somebody who has been involved in the business long enough to know what's real and what isn't, and to know what works and what doesn't. Bottom line, I'm not here to sell you something in these videos. I'm here to share a perspective on home ownership in 2026 that a lot of people don't have access to. And I'm here to provide answers to questions that a lot of people have about the home buying process. If you have a mortgage question, I'll talk to you. Even if you're not looking to buy in my market, even if you're not sure that you're ready to buy, maybe especially if you're not sure that you're ready to buy. Maybe you just have a question you've wondered about for a long time and weren't sure who to ask. I'm here to have those conversations. I've been having them for years, for decades. So there it is. Now you know. One more thing before I let you go. I wrote a book. It's called You Can Do This, The No BS Guide to Financing Your First Home. I wrote the book for the same reason that I decided to start this YouTube channel, because too many people go into the process of buying a home without a roadmap. It covers everything that you need to know from pre-approval to closing. It does it in plain language, not mortgage speak, no jargon, and I'm giving the book away for free. So if you go ahead and click the link in the description below the video, put your email in there, I'll go ahead and send it to you free of charge, no obligation, costs you nothing. And if you're either just wondering about the process of buying a home or wondering maybe if you should be thinking about buying a home, do yourself a favor, go ahead and grab a copy of it. Like I said, it costs you nothing, you have nothing to lose. All right, thank you very much, folks. I'm Stan Brusoski. I'll talk to you soon.